remember when we were kids, just the thought of a 4-day school week would have had us on cloud 9. Now, currently, the Polk County School Board is looking into this idea. And for the last 3 years, as a paraprofessional with the Polk County School Board, initially, I was for this idea. Working 4 days, off 3 days, having long weekends. However, the more closely you look at it, the more underlying problems you can see. Even though 4 days sounds good, many of our staff would not benefit. The students' education would stay the same. Even though they're losing that 5th day, that 5th day will be divided down and those extra hours will be added on to the other 4 days. So instead of the students getting out at 2:30, they would get out at 4:30 or 5. But most staff would be hindered. And today I will discuss the impact on our bus drivers, our cafeterias, and the parents of our students. Let's begin with the people who transport our kids. There are nearly 500,000 people in the United States that work as school board employees and drive buses. In Polk County alone, we have 452 bus drivers. And according to the Polk County School Board, these bus drivers transport 40,668 students a day to 113 different locations around Polk County. We also have 226 bus attendants. Now, our bus drivers make about $44 a day, which averages out to about $8,000 a year. And our bus attendants make about $32 a day. This averages out to be about $6,000 a year. Now, it may not seem like a lot, but when you take all 678 employees, this is over $700,000 a year that they will lose. Now, this graph will help you see the average loss of income a year for our bus employees. Each bus driver will lose about $1,200 a year, while each attendant will lose about $800 a year. Now that I have discussed our transportation department, let's move to our food service. There are 113 different cafeterias in Polk County, Florida, and on average we have about 500 workers. Polk County has about 94,000 students, but according to Marcia Smith, our food service director, they serve about 64,000 lunches a day. Full paid lunch is about $2.30, where reduced lunch is about 90 cents. And altogether, while losing that 5th day, the Polk County School Board cafeterias will lose $125,000 in 1 day. Over a year, that's over $3 million. Not to mention our cafeteria workers make about $54 a day. And altogether, all 500 employees would lose close to $700,000 a year. Now, this does not help our already struggling economy. All of our items are getting more expensive while our wages are being cut. Now let's move to the parents of our students. Most parents work a typical 9-to-5 job. Some will be able to find friends and family to keep their children. Some will have to rearrange their schedule. But most will have to pay out for childcare. And for school-age kids, the average is about $50 a day. But most daycares will not allow you to pay for just 1 day. You'll have to pay for the entire week. And the lowest average in Polk County is about $105 a week. Now, in Polk County alone, when you put all of these parents together, this is going to be about $4 million a year extra that these parents are going to have to come up with, which is going to cut into the money that they use for bills and food, and it's going to lead to much more serious problems, not only for the parents, but eventually for the students. Now, as you have just heard, these underlying problems can cause major complications. And this speech tonight was to help you understand the negative impacts that a 4-day school week can bring. I encourage each of you to stand against 4-day school weeks. And now that I have discussed these 3 important issues, I hope that you have a better understanding of how 4 days can hurt us more than help us. I'm sure the bus drivers and attendants and the school cafeteria workers and our parents would agree with me. Without that 5th day, many people would be hindered financially. Now, I want to leave you with one last thought. Our kids are the most important thing to us, and cutting a few corners to save a little bit of money is not a good idea. They need to know that they are our number one priority. My name is Sherry Follis. Thank you very much for being with me.